Yo guys, welcome back to another Five Nights at Events video, and today I wanted to make a video on every way to get souls and the best ways to get souls. So let's get right into it. So starting off, what I believe to be the best way of grinding souls currently is the reasons why I think it's the best is because you're gonna be getting 15 souls guaranteed, and with a good enough team to actually beat all at least 125 stages of this, and also with the new auto skip update, it should take you less than 15 minutes to complete this, maybe even less, and maybe more if your team isn't that good. But I believe the average should be 15 or less. But yeah, not only is this actually good for the 15 souls, but you're also going to be getting a good amount of coins, and the main thing to actually grind in this one for is these presents, which if we do factor in the presents for as souls, since each of them is worth around 15 to 17 souls, maybe sometimes 10 souls per. But if we use 15, which I feel like everyone can mutually agree on buying it for, it would be an extra 30 souls, which would mean 45 souls every time you beat this. So 45 souls every 15 minutes or so. And that would mean 180 souls per hour, which is not that bad. So obviously souls is still really hard to grind, but this is one way to get them. So what is actually probably the best way to get souls in terms of amount of souls is just trading or selling your characters for souls in the trading plaza. But currently the trading plaza, the actual marketplace, isn't working right now because of the whole souls incident. So you can't actually do this right now, but when you can eventually trade your characters for souls and sell them in the plaza, it will be like the best amount of souls you would get, because like a lot of characters have so much souls value. Like this witch chica, without the vengeance they would be around 400 souls, and you could sell that within 10 minutes, so the rates would be insanely better than actually grinding for souls. But you usually do grind for these characters anyways. There's a lot of robux ones, so I guess in a way it could be like a pay to win route, but I don't think it's really that pay to win, since you have to spend so much to actually get good rewards, and you most likely still have to do some grinding. So the next best way to get souls is a combination of two things. So recently they added this index update, and you can see here that they're giving us 15 souls per like challenge we complete, and you have to beat all difficulties of every stages. So if you guys want to do this as fast as possible, you obviously want to start off with game 1, then game 2, and game 3. Game 3 is most likely going to be the hardest one for everyone, since it is actually difficult to beat the nightmare stages. I do think that the first 3 though is possible for the majority of players, and then past 3 is going to be like really hard. You're going to need good characters. So the way that I would recommend doing this is there is a 2.5 rewards slash luck for every random stage, and for whatever stage that ends up being, for me right now it's Fnaf 2 night 3, I would just keep playing and do every difficulty of this exact stage, and once I'm done with that, I can just either continue playing this night in nightmare mode if I can, just for coins, or you could just keep doing it in easy, which is the better way for grinding for souls. But if you guys want to grind for souls and coins, it would be nightmare, so you get that extra amount of coins. And to add on to this strat, this reward luck bonus resets every hour, so this night would change to like maybe Fnaf 1 night 5, and I would do the exact same process. And the reason why I recommend doing that is so you don't just go one by one beating them in all difficulties, and you're only gonna get the normal amount of rewards. I recommend doing it whenever the stage has this 2.5 luck boost, because you would get the extra souls and you would know what stage to do for that day or hour. You can obviously just go ahead and do it one by one, but it will take a good amount of time, and for those who don't want to do that, you could just do this instead. So you either just do the index by itself, go through every stage, and beat it on in all difficulties, or you just do it based on just the story mode and not including the index, and you do whatever stage has the luck boost, just so you're more likely to get more souls. And it's always perfect for whenever FNAF 2 has the luck boost, because you get the most amount of souls from that. And FNAF 3, for some reason, it maxes out at 3, and FNAF 1, it caps out at 3 as well. So the absolute best way to grind souls without index in story mode is whenever a FNAF 2 stage has the luck boost, and you just do it on easy if you just want to solely grind the souls, or on nightmare if you want the extra coins as well, which the 2.5 boost also affects the coins, so you can get a lot of coins from that as well. In terms of how good this actually is, like a metric of how many souls you would get per hour, it is hard to tell. It really depends on which difficulty you're doing it in as well. But if we're just grinding for souls and doing easy mode, you still only have a chance of getting the souls. And if I'm correct, you should have like a 70 or 60% chance of getting the souls. And you get 1 through 5 souls if you're doing FNAF 2. So let's say that if you actually do get the souls every time you beat it, and it takes around like 2 minutes to beat it. So the simplest way to calculate this is it's for sure gonna be above 50% chance. But if we assume that like we're gonna get the souls half of the time and then the other half of the time we're not gonna get it, we can also assume that like a good amount of the times we would get all 5 souls, which would account for 2 separate runs. So it would like even out the souls, like, oh, you won the souls this time but you didn't win the souls that other time, but the time that you won souls you got 5 of them, so you technically got 2 souls per stage. And if we're thinking of 2 souls per 2 minutes, because that's how long it would take to beat it on easy, you would get 120 souls per hour. And that is like base calculations. You could obviously get way more, and you would get, like, if you proc the 5 souls every single time, you would instead get 300 souls per hour, which is a lot better than Endless 1. But if you got like the least amount of of the souls, then it would be a lot worse than Endless 1. So Endless 1 would be a guaranteed way of grinding souls, but this stage would be a more gambling way of getting the souls. Also, technically, this can actually be a lot better than Endless 1 if you don't actually sell those presents for souls, especially right now since you can't sell them for souls. But if you do want the presents for yourself and to open them up, then that way would just be better, because then you can have souls and then you can eventually get Phantom Balloon Boy if you're lucky enough, and that leads into just having more overall souls, because Phantom Balloon Boy is worth like 3k plus souls, mostly because of Springtrap, but Springtrap is most likely going to be 3k souls as well, so either way you're going to retain 3,000 souls. So I gotta include every way of getting souls, and there's this one other way that a lot of people might not know. So you can actually get 1 soul per 30 minutes in the AFK area if you have VIP, which costs like 800 Robux, but you can trade it pretty easily. It's not the most expensive thing, and it's very worth to have VIP. because it's permanent. I don't think a lot of people know about that. And you just get a permanent coins boost. And of course, if you're AFKing here, then you get an extra soul from AFKing. The rates is really bad though. You get 1 soul per 30 minutes, which would mean 2 souls per hour, which is way worse than the ways that we mentioned. But I think a while ago they did say that they would revamp the rewards in AFK, but they haven't done so yet. So we're gonna have to wait and see if they ever do. But I think they were mostly talking about the coins because they were saying how easy it is to gain coins now. So they're most likely just going to add to the coins reward and leave the souls the way it is. Maybe decrease the time it takes to get a soul, like 1 per 10 minutes. But yeah, they're not going to be very generous with the souls, I can already tell. Since we're including every way of getting souls, you also get them from Playtime. And doing all those methods, like if you do it for like 2 hours, which I would recommend so you can get the gift, but you don't need to do it for 2 hours, more like an hour 30 I believe, to get this last soul. Then you just get all the souls and then you log out for the day or for like an hour or something, and the reward should reset and you can get your extra souls again. You'll get an extra 8 souls from this. And of course, you get a good amount of souls from the pass. You get some from the actual premium pass and a good amount in the free pass as well. So you get 8 souls from the free pass and 29 souls from the premium pass, not including the presents, which can each equal around 15 souls per, and also the characters that you get from the pass. And of course the starting pass character, which, but yeah, I think the premium pass is overall worth it. You also get an extra EXP boost while grinding story mode. So at the start of every season, or if you restart the pass, I would recommend grinding souls the story mode way, and especially in the 2.5 boost. I don't think the 2.5x actually affects experience, but it's just better for grinding your rewards overall. So if you're grinding for souls in the story mode, it would be most optimal to do it in the 2.5x boost and when your pass is fully reset, so that you can get the most out of it. You also get a good amount of souls from the clan pass, from the clan's rewards. So joining a clan is very important and valuable. Even if your clan isn't very active, you can get 5 free souls from a decent amount of wins. I think at most 100 wins to get these 5 souls. And of course a lot more wins to get the extra souls. So you get 32 souls in total for the clan rewards. But these clan presents are actually worth a lot of souls, around like 30 per. So if you include that, it's a lot more souls. But just the souls directly, you only get 39, which makes this actually one of the worst ways of grinding souls, especially if you're solo grinding clan pass. But if you have a good clan and everyone's grinding for it, you would usually get a good amount of free souls. And you can also reset your clan rewards. I'm pretty sure everyone has to do it themselves. So if you're in a really good clan, it'd be very good to constantly reset this pass to get the most rewards possible, the most value out of everyone getting so many wins possible, and of course eventually top 10 rewards if you guys are aiming for that. There's a few more souls laying around everywhere in like a bunch of offers. You get like a few souls from the exclusive pack that's always here, and I believe a few souls from the starter pack that shows up for like 24 hours for everyone when the starter pack first drops, and it always shows up for the first time for anyone first playing the game. And then every time this new coin offer shows up in the lobby, you also get an extra 3 souls. And in my opinion, the absolute worst way of getting souls is buying it with Robux. Even the dev themselves have said that like they want to change the price, and buying it with souls is just not worth it. They haven't like done anything about it yet, but if you guys are thinking about buying souls, I think this is a really bad way of doing it. Like even just buying pass tickets or VIP tickets, usually pass tickets because they end up having more value, especially at the start of the season. You can just trade those for either characters that you can eventually trade for souls, or for souls just straight up. Especially in the marketplace, people are gonna constantly buy those for souls. But yeah, never just directly buy souls if you do want to get souls through Robux. So I believe the very last way of getting souls that I have yet to mention is the events that happen every once in a while. There's of course an exclusive pack here that they always have, and they have a free pass that shows up with it. So last season it was Summer Pass, and you had Rad Freddy as the exclusive, and the Summer Pass was also free, and you got a good amount of souls. So you get 43 souls, not including the presents and the Rocketeer Mangle. But that's a good amount of souls. It's nice to have since you're most likely going to want to grind this pass anyway, so you can get the stage 30 character for free and you don't have to trade it for souls and whatnot. And of course for the military presents, they're worth having. They're not as valuable as last season's summer present, especially since the rates in here is like 20% instead of 5% from last season, which I think is way better of a rate. But yeah, besides the actual pass and the exclusive pack that shows up here, of course, just playing the stages here gives you some souls. So honestly, this is actually a way worse way to grind for souls than the actual story mode. Basically, largely because you don't have the 2.5x boost here. But if you haven't finished the pass, I would recommend doing day 1 on easy, and then you can get a good amount of souls from that, and of course the military presents. And once you have completed the pass, you can just grind souls normally with the other ways that I mentioned. But yeah, you can probably get a good amount of souls from completing the pass. Also, if you want to complete the pass faster, then you should do nightmare mode instead of easy. You should do easy if you want to get the most amount of souls and presents, since you're gonna do the stage a lot more often. But if you want to get that Rocketeer Mangle or just finish the pass as soon as possible, you should do nightmare. You will just do the runs a lot less, so you're gonna have less souls and less presents. But that's mostly for people who are grinding for the actual presents. Like, I wouldn't recommend doing easy if you want to just get the souls. Just do nightmare mode so you can get the whole thing done with, and then do a better method of grinding for souls. So yeah, that is every way of getting souls and the best ways of getting souls. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.